Is your plan for weight loss and better health failing to get off the ground? Are you tired of counting calories? Then consider counting time instead. A 6-month study published in JAMA found that intermittent fasting was more effective for weight loss than calorie restriction, and participants assigned to the fasting group had an easier time sticking with the program. This video shares the simple strategy the study participants followed so you can do the same. As many of you know, I am a proponent of intermittent fasting and wrote a book on the topic a few years back. So it's always nice to see new research comparing fasting to other methods of health and weight control over time. This study was conducted for 6 months, so there was time to not only show results, but also evaluate how easy or hard it was for participants to stick with the eating change. The study included 75 participants with obesity and type 2 diabetes. They were split into 3 groups. One group followed a daily fasting routine, one restricted their daily calorie intake, and the other group acted as a control group. The fasting group could eat anything they wanted, but compressed their food intake into an 8-hour eating window between the hours of noon and 8 p.m. The second group reduced their daily calorie intake by 25%, and the control group did not change their diet at all. After 6 months, participants in the fasting group experienced greater weight loss and compliance with the program compared to the calorie restriction group. Specifically, the fasting participants lost 3.56% of their body weight compared to the controls. That means a 200-pound person would lose about 7 pounds over 6 months. I am sure some of you are underwhelmed by that result, and I will share ways to boost the result in a moment. However, keep in mind that they didn't change their food choices. They only compressed their eating window to 8 hours to get that result. So before we look at weight loss boosters that you can add, let's take a moment to appreciate why this worked. The study authors noted that participants in the time-restricted eating group found it easier to adhere to their intervention and achieved greater overall energy restriction compared with the calorie restriction group. To state that plainly, the fasting participants who were able to self-select foods and eat freely during 8 hours of their day ended up eating fewer calories than the participants who put calorie restriction as their top goal. The takeaway here is that fasting leads to natural calorie restriction. The fasting participants naturally, without specific intent, reduced their daily energy intake by 313 calories. The calorie restriction group averaged a reduction of 197 calories per day. A possible explanation for this is that it is easier to count hours than to count calories, making the fasting participants more consistent in their efforts. Fasting can also support your metabolism. When you fast, your body has the time and rest it needs to create chemical and hormonal advantages that boost metabolism. Your metabolism is the sum total of all of the chemical processes going on inside of your body. Certain regulators of metabolism, such as norepinephrine and growth hormone, are increased through fasting. Not only does fasting help your body keep metabolically important hormones high, it also allows you to work with your body's natural metabolic rhythm. When you're intermittently fasting and your eating window is open, you will be able to consume calories, which is energy, at a time when your body is best equipped to handle them. The human body is designed to be active during daylight hours and sleep at night. We refer to that daily cycle as your circadian rhythm. By shortening the number of hours during which you consume food, you work with your body's natural rhythm and become a more efficient metabolic machine. During your fasting period, you give your digestive system a rest, which resets the hormones that impact your weight. As I mentioned, fasting participants lost an average of 3.56% of their body weight over the 6-month study period. Are there ways to improve your results with fasting? Yes. If there is one culprit that we can point our fingers at in the upward trend of obesity, it's the overloading of refined carbohydrates in our diet. A low-carb diet is an effective way to stabilize your blood sugar and insulin levels and control hunger. This combination makes it easier to fast and creates an internal state that favors fat loss. If you need somewhere to start, watch my video, 3-Day Eating Plan to Start or Restart Low-Carb Dieting. It will get you up and running quickly. The study participants finished eating for the day at 8 p.m. For those of us who are early risers, 8 o'clock comes close to bedtime. In the evening hours, your circadian clock influences the production of hormones that prepare you for sleep. Eating too close to bedtime can work against this hormonal shift, keeping your blood sugar and insulin elevated and blocking fat burning overnight. To encourage fat loss, stop eating a minimum of 3 hours before bed. That 3-hour rule is one of the 4 daily habits for weight loss that make up my 0123 strategy. If you do not have a copy already, it is free and in use by more than 200,000 people. I'll leave a link in the description area or more area below this video. It is a great way to get consistent weight loss. Everyone's metabolism is different. The study participants followed a 16-8 fasting schedule, meaning they consumed all of their calories within an 8-hour period and fasted the remaining 16 hours of the day. You may be able to boost your results by reducing your eating window by 1 to 4 hours. But keep in mind that the participants fasted daily for 6 months. While the hours you fast can vary a bit from day to day, commit to fasting daily for the best results. At the start of the video, I promised to share the simple strategy the study participants followed so you can do the same. Let me recap the instructions that the participants in the fasting group received. Those in the fasting group ate whatever they wanted between noon and 8 p.m. That also means that they fasted from 8 p.m. till noon the following day. During the 8-hour eating window, participants were not required to monitor their calorie intake. During the 16-hour fasting period, participants were encouraged to drink water and permitted to consume non-caloric drinks, so they did not put cream in their morning coffee. For that degree of effort, they lost an average of 7 pounds in 6 months. If that pace works for you, then great. If you want to encourage your body to lose faster, combine the daily 16-8 fast with a low-carb diet and stop eating 3 hours before bed, which may require you to shorten your eating window or shift it to earlier in the day. If you want guidance on reducing your carb intake and narrowing your eating window, download my free 0123 strategy. It comes with a 4-part video series. It's not available here on YouTube. That gives you everything you need to get started toward an easy to follow, enjoyable, and effective diet. You can click on the icon below me or the link in the description or more area below this video. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please share the video with your community, give it a like, and click the subscribe button. Have a great rest of the day.